Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast as part of the upper tier. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. We're here with another drive time show. We haven't done one in a while. I've missed days. I really do enjoy doing the drive time shows and stuff like that. But this is a Shankly Sessions, Liverpool versus Luton. Quick preview for you. 7:30 tomorrow evening, Anfield, under the lights. Probably going to feel like a European tie. Interesting game. This could be a defining week in our season. If we can get past Luton, get the W, get the 3 points on the board, move on to Sunday to the Carabao Cup, put a bit of silverware in the cabinet, things will be more uplifted. Hopefully maybe get a few players back. Listen to the gaffer today in the press conference, and you know something, since he did that interview where he said he was tired and he's leaving and all that kind of stuff, you know, the press conference today was actually the first time I looked at him and I said, you know something, he actually does look tired. He looks a bit worn out from all this, and I'm sure it weighs heavy on him as well. A lot of pressure there, trying to find answers when sometimes there isn't any in terms of all these injuries. You know, you look at the game there at the weekend against Brentford where we won 4-1. Outstanding performance. Probably the first time I've seen a team go to Brentford and be so dominant against them and stuff like that. Yeah, they had a few chances and Tony picked up a goal and stuff like that. But I mean, I think we could have scored a bunch of goals, to be honest. We were so dominant and it was a great performance. Of course, marred and overshadowed, of course, by the injuries. Jota, Nunes having to be subbed, Curtis Jones, you know, losing big players at this time of the season when you're on the run in, 13 games to go, Europa League coming back, Carabao Cup on the final. Everything looked kind of sweet. We had injuries throughout the season, but we have found answers when these have happened. We have had perfectly good substitutions, players that can go in there and do a job for us nearly as good or to as good as the level that was coming out. You know, we rode our luck through January as well, picking up monthly awards, you know, got through that as well with Salah and Endo missing, but now it's crunch time, and now it's going to be really difficult, because now there's not too many answers if we were to pick up more injuries. You know, like the thoughts of Queeving getting an injury and having to put Adrian in nets scares the life out of me. You know, it's just things like that where you just don't really have answers anymore with the level of players that is out. I mean, I think we've something now, must be 10 or 11 nearly for squad players, first team players out now, which is really tough on the gaffer in terms of trying to find answers. But as he said today in the press conference, as long as he's 11 players, we'll put a plan together and we'll go out there and do the best we can do. He made the point again about the crowd, that the crowd need to be up for this. I think they will be, and I think the switch from the 3 o'clock on Saturday, I think might play into our hands really, because you know, these midweek European nights at Anfield, it'll feel like that, and it's really important that we go out there and lay down a marker. We know with Luton obviously coming off the back of a loss against Man United, played really well, could have snatched the draw at the end with Barkley with the header, created a number of chances, but really United really should have put the game to bed a number of times. 2 breakaway chances, plenty of other chances created. Some people saying a draw would have been a fair result, but I think United, on the basis of the chances and what was created, I think they had more than enough to win. Rob Edwards was talking about he wasn't happy with the injury time and stuff like that and all. I get that, and it's difficult when you're losing that way as well, especially when you cough up 2 chances so early and so poorly as well. Realistically, within 20 minutes the game could have been over. But as they always find, and I have to give Luton their props here, and Rob Edwards as well, even when they feel like they're down and out, they're like a boxer on the canvas. Like when Tyson Fury answered that call against Deontay Wilder. Just when you think they're knocked out and they're down and out, they find a way to kind of control the narrative, get back into the game, find goals from somewhere, and try and grind out situations where they at least leave it something out of a game. And that would be the fear tomorrow night as well, and props to them in the way that they do that. Now, that's only sustainable for so long. You can't continue to do that. But I think it's a real feature of their game. Their physicality is no secret. We know how physical they're going to be. They're big boys. They go in there, they match you man for man and all that kind of stuff. And that's where it's difficult for us as well, because with us being so kind of fragile at the moment, we have to be really on it tomorrow. Can't be complacent. We must be focused on the Luton game. We can't be kind of coughing up our opportunity in the league, you know, for a Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? We've spoken since Klopp has given in his kind of resignation that he's leaving at the end of the season, that we want to have a big send-off and deliver silverware for him and stuff like that. If that's a Carabao Cup, I don't think that really hits the number. I think we're talking more about like the League and the Europa League, the bigger trophies if you like. And I think that's really, really important. And I've heard Liverpool fans on socials this week talking about, oh, should we play a weakened side against Luton because of the final on Sunday? Absolutely not. First of all, what do you mean by play a weakened side? We're absolutely weakened to the bare bones as it is. So I don't think we can play a weakened side. I think we have to play our strongest side, which is a weakened side. But I don't think we can get complacent at the moment. City the other day dropping points. Opportunity. City play Brentford tonight. Let's see how that goes. Always an interesting tie. Brentford at times can spoil the party. They haven't been good this season though. They've been kind of up and down under Thomas Frank this season. They're going to be looking over their shoulder. They're really close to some of those teams in that drop zone at the moment. So they're going to have to look over their shoulder and be really, really careful. So tonight might be the night where they may or may not do something. I wouldn't be expecting them to do something, but if they do, brilliant. That puts a different slant on the game tomorrow. But we have to go out. We can't have one eye on the final. Klopp has to find a way to harness these players to stay focused on the league against Luton tomorrow at Anfield and not be worrying about Anfield South on Sunday where we take on Chelsea. Again, going to be another very, very difficult match, especially with Chelsea now beginning to find a rhythm and a form and stuff like that. And my only hope there is, we will be doing a preview for it on Friday, but my only hope there is that Poch tinkers as he does and it doesn't work out and maybe we get a player or two back. Let's see what happens with that. But yeah, this is going to be a big game. If you look at form at the moment, you look at us, last 6 games, 5 wins and a loss. Of course the loss being the Arsenal game. We don't need to go back over that old ground. And if you look at Luton, 3 losses, 2 draws and a win. Again, you look at them and the struggles that are there. You look at how Sheffield United dealt with and stuff like that. We have home advantage. It is at Anfield. We know what happened earlier in the season with the draw. You know, kind of very, very lucky we were at times. They could have really been out of sight. They created chances. We created chances. But it took a Luis Diaz off the bench. If you remember, I think it was his first time back on the bench since the kidnapping episode with his mother and his father and all. So he came back in and he scored that goal, which was excellent for us to get that draw. But we kind of huffed and we puffed, and that's another thing about Luton as well. Luton are very clever in dragging you into their game. That's what I mean by controlling the narrative, and we have to be really, really careful about that. So, you know, team news speaks for itself. I know that Luton are missing Adebayo, who's been really, really important for them. And maybe if they had him there on Sunday, it might have been a different situation. They're also missing Anderson, Nakamba, and also Lockyer is obviously out as well with the heart issue. And it was encouraging to see him being interviewed the other day before the United game. Great to see him back up and looking healthy and on his feet and all that kind of stuff, which is always the most important thing. For us, the list is laundry. Who we missing? Jota, Jones, Stefan, Thiago, Matip, Doak, Dominic Szoboszlai, Trent, Alisson, to name but a few. All out. The makings of a very good starting 11, to be honest. All out. So key players in key positions. Obviously Alisson, the big one. Jota, obviously, he was absolutely flying. Only after getting player of the month and all, you know what I mean? So disappointing. Curtis. And just the manner of that Jota foul as well. If you look back in the replay, the way he fell and cracked down on the knee and all. It was just such a freaky accident. All bore by our own player as well. Alexis going in for the tackle as well. But just, that's the way it happens. Just another freaky kind of accident. But hopefully some of these players get back for the Forest game. We're hoping to have Trent back. The gaffer mentioned that Trent and Dominic are close. Haven't done team training yet, but are close. So that's a good sign as well. So we have to be encouraged by that. In terms of starting lineups, wasn't much talk today about Nunez and not much talk today about Salah. So I'm not too sure. The gaffer was kind of keeping his cards close to his chest. This is the first press conference I've seen him really do that, where he was a bit coy on what might be available and stuff like that. So I'm not too sure. But in terms of starting lineup, I think the back four kind of pick themselves at the moment. Might be a case for Bradley or Joe. Robbo obviously at left. Konate / Kwanzaa, maybe Van Dijk, Kelleher and Nets. Obviously, I thought Quavine the other day. I thought he's been excellent since he came in. I thought he couldn't do much about the goal that they scored. I thought he made a really, really good save. It was just we went to sleep. But he's made some really, really good saves since he's come in. I've said it before. Compared to other players coming in and stuff like that, when I hear that Quavine has to deputise and come in for Ali, I'm not overly worried at times, because I think he's an excellent understudy. So for us, yeah, I mean, there might be a conversation there about Gravenberch and Harvey. We'll have to see, is Salah able to play? Do we risk him on the fear of, we've been sort of renewing, as they call it now, injuries and stuff like that. The talk of Russian players back and all, and we'll have to be so careful. That Darwin is obviously a big one for us. He's in a rich vein of form at the moment and all. For him to miss a number of games now would be a real kicker as well. It's just a real poor time in the season where we really need all our players and to be finding our rhythm. A lot of games. We're going to be back in Europa League football soon as well. FA Cup around the corner. Carabao Cup final on Sunday. Lots and lots of positivity around it at the moment, just overshadowed, as I said, by those injuries and obviously the gaffer's announcement as well. But we would hope that tomorrow night we can go out there, do a professional job against Luton. We know how strong they are. Barkley's in there, Chong, powerful runners, powerful players. Lakonga's in there as well. They've plenty there to play with, and they can certainly put it up, Jin. Like, you look at Luton and you look at Luton's position and stuff like that, they don't have to play with any fear. I think earlier in the season they were kind of playing with a little bit of fear in their game and stuff like that. I think now that they've kind of wrapped their heads around the fact that you may as well go out there and have a go and stuff like that. But hopefully tomorrow night early on we can catch them cold and maybe put a few goals in and settle things down maybe. But crowd is vital tomorrow night. Crowd is vital. The crowd has to be up for it. We need the crowd to be willing to go through a wall, the same as the players, if we want to deliver silverware this season, especially in Klopp's last season. And I'm talking about a league and the Europa League. But let us know your thoughts on the game. Let us know who you would pick. Who's your starting 11? Let us know your prediction. I'm going for a 3-1 Liverpool. I think we probably will cough up a goal, but I'm hoping it's going to be laid on in the game, and hopefully we'll have put the game to bed. But it would be great if we could go out, put on a real good performance tomorrow night and take that wave of positivity into the cup final, and hopefully, fingers crossed, on Salah and Darwin, where our hopes kind of lie a little bit. But whatever 11 goes out there, us red men will be behind them 100%. We understand the problems that the gaffer's trying to juggle at the moment and stuff like that. We've just been really unlucky with injuries. It's hit us hard at the moment. But hopefully tomorrow night, big performance under the lights, 3 points, no more injuries, and then we roll on to Anfield South, and hopefully we can put a piece of silverware in the cabinet early to settle things down, get things going, and let's see where this league title race goes to between ourselves, Arsenal and Man City. Depending on the injuries, that's what could kill us, and we could fall short on. Maybe look back on the January window where we maybe should have done a bit of business. Obviously we couldn't foresee what was going to unfold, but maybe we could have done a bit of business that just made us a little bit stronger. All if, buts and maybes, but however, as I said, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, folks, drop a like on the video, let us know your thoughts on the injuries, let us know your thoughts on the gaffer's press conference today as well. He is beginning to look a bit tired, isn't he, in trying to find the answers to these conundrums that are popping up now based on injuries. And as always, let us know your predictions. We'll try and get a match reaction in tomorrow night, after the game. Don't forget tonight as well, folks, earlier than usual, 8:30, different day, normally on a Wednesday, but with the Liverpool game being on, it's on tonight. Pro Wrestling Weekly is on. We're going to be going through all the latest pro wrestling news, having a look at the Raw and SmackDown results. We'll be talking about Sting's career. Loads of real good stuff in that show tonight, so make sure you join us live from 8:30. We're also going to be running an Elimination Chamber competition. We're going to be getting your predictions for that. You have a chance to win some upper tier merchandise. We've got some hats and shirts and stuff like that and all that we will get out to you if you're one of the lucky winners of the competition. Thursday I'll be back with Thursday Tier Talk as always with Darren. Friday we will have a Carabao Cup final preview, and that's it, non-stop at the moment. The content is relentless, so make sure you're liking. Talk to you again real soon. Let's go Reds.